Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz, and if you're new here, I post 2 DIYs each week. Today I'm sharing with you how we renovated our RV and giving you all the step-by-step instructions. I have posted a couple of videos in our RV series. If you're interested in those, you can find those down in the description box. Me and my husband really wanted an RV, but we knew we were going to have to get something used that would fit into our budget. So what we did was we started by going and looking at new campers to see the types that we actually liked. And then from there, we went to Facebook Marketplace looking for used campers. Now, one of the criteria we really wanted was we wanted something that was in good mechanical order that didn't need too much work. And we ended up finding this Class C. Now, a Class C means that you have the actual cab part where you drive it with it. So we were able to get that, and that worked out really well for us because we don't have a truck. The Class C just worked out really well for us. We didn't already have a truck, and so to buy a travel trailer, we would have had the expense of a truck as well. So we figured that the Class C was the best option for us. So just look for a camper that's in good working order that just needs some cosmetic improvements. So that is what we found. It was 20 years old. It had green carpet. It really needed to be updated. So step 2 is to make changes that fit with your family. One of the things we really wanted was a king bed in the back. And so in order to do that, we had to rip out one of the nightstands, and my husband actually had to extend the bed frame so that it would fit in there. We had to shorten up a cabinet to put that in. We were so excited that we were going to be able to fit in a king bed. Step 3 is paint. Probably the thing that's going to take you the longest in an RV renovation is the paint, but it makes such a big difference and it's really not that expensive. The first thing I did was purchase a paint sprayer. I knew that I was not going to be wanting to roll this on, so we grabbed a paint sprayer, and I'm so glad that we did. On all the cabinetries and the walls, we did 2 coats of a primer. I used this really great gripper primer, and I'm loving this. Like, this is kind of my new primer. Everything will be linked below, so if I talk about something, just check the description box. And then we did 2 coats of white paint on the walls and the cabinetry. All of the cabinets, we probably used about a whole, like 5, that's a 5-gallon container. We pretty much used it all. I didn't do a second coat on here just because I'm going to be putting wallpaper up here. But it just really covered well. And we did the ceilings. I am super happy with this. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and then I'm gonna come in the morning, and we're going to do the white paint on with the paint sprayer. To break up the white a little bit, on the lower cabinetry, we added in some gray paint. This just kind of gave us a different look, and I'm really happy we did it. Another thing we had to paint was the dinette set, and we went with this really dark, kind of charcoaly gray color. Actually, when we purchased our RV, we only had one of the dinettes because they had ripped the other one out and put in like a recliner. So my husband actually built a matching dinette for our set so that we can create a bed and use it as a sleeping area. So I'm really excited. The other cool thing about the dinette that he put a little shoe cubby in there, so that when we walk in, we can just throw our shoes in there. So I just love it. So I know the painting is going to be the biggest step, but really, outside of anything else you do, that's gonna make the biggest impact in your RV. Step 4 is lighting. If you know anything about those RV lights, they are not very attractive. The type of RV lights we had in our camper just needed to be replaced. I found some really inexpensive options on Amazon, and I was kind of excited about them. I just made sure with my lighting that I got lighting where I could have a knob or like a pull chain with it, and I also bought the appropriate light bulbs for an RV, and I will link those below if you're interested. Step 5 is going to be window fixtures. I am not a fan of RV curtains or blinds. I switched out our front ones to these really awesome bamboo ones. I love them, think they look so great. In the back, I did something a little bit different. I actually got some curtain panels from Target, cut them in half, sewed them up so that I have some curtain panels on either side. The curtain rods I just picked up on Amazon. There's so many different things you can do for curtain panels that you don't have to keep what you have existing in your camper. And I think it really opens it up and lets more light in as well. Step 6 is kind of the fun part, and that's adding in personalized wall treatments. I added in some smart tiles, which are basically just peel and stick tiles in my kitchen and my bathroom area. It gives that appearance of real tile. It really just makes it look like a nice upscale kitchen, and it didn't take too long to put up on the walls. Definitely an improvement. Another great thing you can do is add in wallpaper. I put in some in 2 different spots. They really give that like fun, interesting pop. I'm not a big fan on doing too much wallpaper, so 1 or 2 panels is enough. But in a camper where you have like little short, small walls like I do at the front, a 1 sheet of wallpaper makes a huge impact, and I think it's definitely a fun way to go in a camper. In my upper cabinets in our eating area, I had these like fabric panels, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Well, I bought some rattan online and I cut it to size and hot glued it in the space. And I really wasn't a fan of the natural wood color. In the end, I decided just to paint it white. I like the texture coming through, and I think it gives it kind of a modern element without being fabric panels. Next to where I added in the rattan, I did a decorative element on some of our cabinets. These 2 cabinets were actually mirrors, and they had some scroll work on it, and they just didn't go with my style. So to update them, we took out the mirrors, we put in a backing, and then just did a fun little pattern with some wood pieces, glued them together, and then I just painted the cabinet white like the rest of the cabinets, and I think it gives like that fun little hint of a decorative element. Now, after pulling out that green carpet, we had to come up with a solution for our floors. I picked up some laminate wood floors from Lowe's, and I just love these, you guys. They went in so easily. It took me and Chris a day to put these in, and they make such a huge difference in this camper. Step 8 is going to be adding in sparkle. This means just kind of making it fun and your own. One thing I really wanted in this space was new gold hardware. You can really change out your hardware for inexpensive. I picked up this gold hardware from Amazon. Now, I know some people really weren't a huge fan of the gold, but it's kind of that newer type of gold where it's more of like a muted brass. I love it, and I think it looks great in this space. The kitchen faucet is another example of how to add a little bit of sparkle, but it really doesn't take much. The other element that I wanted, which was a little extra, but in the end it looked really cute, we have these 2 stairs that lead up into our camper. So I wanted to make these fancy. So I painted the sides of these stairs with a white paint, just like I used in the camper. Then I used peel and stick tile from Amazon on the back. We bought these stair boards from Amazon, and I just stained the boards, and then I sealed them really well with a varnish, cut them down to size. To make them so that they're slip proof, we're gonna buy some clear tape that they use on stairs, and we're gonna put those on there so that no one slips going out of them. But I just love the way these stairs turned out. Step 9 is going to be to recover. Now, one of the decisions I had to make was whether or not I was going to keep my existing couch or get rid of it. I decided based on that it fit so well, it was already a bed, and it was really in great condition, I was going to keep it. And so to recover it really inexpensively, I picked up some drop cloths from Lowe's and used that to recover it. It did take me a while to do it, but it wasn't hard at all. I just used my staple gun and, you know, tucked it in, and then we just put it all back together, and it looks great in our camper. I also used that same drop cloth to recover the cushions on my dinette. I sewed these together so that they were just more of a slip cover. In the end, it was really easy to do, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. Step 10 is going to be adding in mattresses. We definitely needed a new king mattress to put in the back after all that. And I just think when you're buying things used like that, switching out the mattresses is something easy you can do. So we added in the back. We also have a bunk in the front of our camper, and I was able to find a mattress off of Amazon that fit in there perfectly. So I replaced that mattress as well. Step 11 is make it cozy. I did several things to try to make my camper cozy. I added in some new wall prints by Neptune Arts. I tried to pick ones that were really travel based and more kind of wilderness. I just think they're so fun, and I love the addition. It makes it feel more like a home in here. And then I just tried to add in cozy elements throughout the camper that really gave it that homey touch, and I'm just so happy with the way it turned out. Guys are looking for anything more specific, make sure you check the list down in the description box. And if you're looking for any of the products I use, it'll be down there as well. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our other RV videos. And if you missed our last video, I'll link it here for you. And I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.